So this actually gave me an insight, which was that mentoring starts with me. And there I think there's something of real value. So if we talk about mentoring and what should we get out of mentoring? Well, first thing is that mentoring should not take up too much of my time, because I think my time is valuable and I have very little of it. It should obviously be beneficial to me. Maybe also to the program, and maybe there's some kind of other things that, but let's move on. So I'd like to now present you my new model. I'm calling this Miyagi mentoring. It is obviously inspired by a true exemplar of the form, Mr. Miyagi. I'm sure you're all familiar with this historical and accurate depiction of what it means to learn karate. You start by, doing housework and chores and menial labor, like a fence and, fixing floors, and perhaps more famously, waxing a car. So the fundamentals here are that get students to do work you don't want to do. Students don't realize that they are learning, so we're all happy, right? I mean, it's a total win-win situation here. So tip number 1, you should treat your lab like a dog and pony show. There are other models. This means that you should get your students to do all your demos and walkthroughs. Like, why should you take time out of your day to explain the game that you've been working on, or a project that you have, or a game that students are working on? Let them to do that for you. Also, if you have sort of a demo day, students can help you filter through the riffraff and bring the VIPs directly towards you. Mr. Miyagi approves of this notion of the dog and pony show because it really gives students an opportunity to practice presenting themselves and practice talking about the work and things like that. So, second tip, you should dress your students. If there's anything I've learned from the Game of Thrones is that it really is like academia. I mean, it's about house colors and your uniforms and what you stand for. So you should dress your students. These are real students, or may also be supermodels, but there are students and we love them. Dressing your students means a couple of things, especially in the context of GDC. You're giving them an identity that they can embrace when they are feeling lost and confused and don't know if they fit in. It is also convenient for other reasons too. So you can see your students at a distance, and you can break these groups up in order to increase brand exposure. So Mr. Miyagi approves because, it gives chances for students to talk to other people because they're going to get asked, like, what the hell are you wearing and why? Third point, if you pay them, they will come. Now, you don't have to pay them the entire free ride to come GDC. Give them $100, $200, whatever it is. You'd be surprised at how effective that is in getting students to turn the corner and realize that they can actually maybe afford. So definitely subsidize their attendance. And if you need to justify this to higher ups or whatever, basically think about it this way. It's cheaper advertising, and also you're probably paying them less than minimum wage for walking around with your swag on. So Mr. Miyagi approves, obviously, right? Okay, here's another one. This one might be controversial for some of you. You should take them partying the first night. This can become, a school tradition. Perhaps a bonding moment, if you will. In particular, Mr. Miyagi approves because, they get to learn from a true master of, the GDC party scene. Finally, you should pay them to get your swag for you. I mean, do you really want to wade through this in order to get this? Have them do it for you. But there are some rules. First, don't pick more than 2 shy students to do this for you. More than that is just greedy. They have to get every piece of swag from every single booth. I mean, you want to have full coverage because you don't know what you might be missing out on. Also, if you see someone else's swag that you don't have, you get to complain at them for that. You need to get you some of that stuff too. I will offer now some different support for this. So here's an actual student testimonial. I'd like you to meet Chris. He is a real student. That is his real name. He really enjoyed this experience. He's somewhat of an introvert. Mostly for him, it was about making connections, about meeting people he wouldn't have otherwise. And there was also a certain amount of entertainment value associated to having him pick up stuff for the booth for me. So Miyagi approves because, students need practice talking to other human beings. If they've been in the lab cooped up all day, give them that chance. Have them go grab stuff for you. So just to remind everyone, mentoring starts with me, which rhymes with GDC, which is, I guess, cute. I don't know why I said that. If you want to hear more tips, you can contact me. As soon as this talk is over, I will be turning on my phone, and I have one operator standing by. You can reach me at 1-800-Jose Zagal. Thank you very much.